How did you know me?
Well, I was friends with your wife, and I was in dire need of purchasing a home, and she told me I should work with you, and it started great, and here we are more than 10 years later, still continuing transactions on homes.
How did you describe your experience working with me?
It was smooth. I had 3 realtors before, and I feel like sometimes people try to take advantage of your lack of knowledge, but also me being an overzealous buyer and wanting everything, you made it realistic without killing my dreams in terms of what I wanted within a home. I think even at the point where I was like, I'm tired, I'm ready to move into another house, you reminded me of what I had in this home, what I would be able to afford given the market price differences. And I think it was more of a guidance, like a father figure in essence, but still professional and ensuring that I got the best deal out of it. So hence the reason why we are here all of these years later.
So how did I make the process easier and less stressful?
I think number one, you walked me through the pieces that I needed to understand from a more, from a client perspective as opposed to realtor speak. So you made that very smooth, easy for me to understand. Number two, knowing that I would need a fixer-upper given my price range and what I wanted in a home. You also provided an individual that would be able to remodel. I thought that that was helpful. And even during that process, you were smooth in terms of keeping in contact and still providing that, I'm going to say, paternal support in terms of communicating with the contractor as well. And honestly, I never felt like you let go, because even after the house was purchased, even after the remodeling was done, I can say probably quarterly, you would make sure that you contacted me to find out how finances were, how was everything with the house, and ensuring, even to this day, making sure that I keep my finances, stay on top of my finances to ensure that I'm able to purchase my next investment property. So I could not have asked for better. From entering into contract and then closing, and there were many times that I was like, I'm done with this process, but it was the market. And then there also was a lien against the property. So there were so many factors that were, I guess for me as a client wanting now for now, that was like, I'm done with this. But Alex saw the value in the property and he was like, you cannot let this go. Like you just have to sit and abide. And he would indulge me. He's like, okay, let's go take a look at the property. Remind me of what I had in this. And then he would show me what current market value was and what I would be able to purchase.
You remember I showed you a house that was over here for sale for like 2 something. And I'm like, how would you compare this to yours at 167?
Yes. It was literally, I don't think any other realtor would have done that no other realtor did. Let's put it like that, for just to help the client get in the best deal for where they were in terms of their price bracket and what their desires were. Most would have just been frustrated and, said you're done with it. And he said, even if you don't live here, you're going to buy this. You're going to buy this property. And sure enough, my friends didn't believe it. They were like, oh, are you even buying a house? And then once I closed, because this is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath house at the time, I was a teacher. I was making, maybe $45,000, $50,000 a year. So technically, now, of course, once we closed, we ended up finding another job within a year that was able to afford the lifestyle. But I had the savings. I had everything set. So it was perfect. I have another challenge, though.
What is it?
Remodeling. Going through a remodel where I had a complete gut. Remember, we remodeled, we went not all the way down to the studs, but there was a couple of drywall, but we gutted the kitchen. We remodeled my bathroom to create a water closet because I needed that. And doing that on my salary at the time, we got everything done for around $50,000, including the floors. You just put me in contact with all of the people that were in the industry that allowed me to get a better deal. But you still, I don't want to say handhold, but you kind of handheld a little bit to ensure that I didn't get taken advantage of. And even, a few years later, well, it was quite a few years later when I had to replace the roof, I got to see what it was like with working with other men in the industry and them taking advantage. So for instance, 2 doors down, my neighbor had his roof replaced. Exact same property, just the door on the opposite side. Same square footage, everything. He was charged $8,000. He sent the guy over 3 days later. He quoted me at 18 and said he would write it up, 18,000. And I was like, thank you and no thanks, goodbye. I was like, obviously we did a great job of remodeling the inside, but it's just things like that that you have to be thankful that you had somebody to guide you through the process and really ensure that you got the best deal. So that's why we're here now, and you will be selling me all of my properties moving forward. Selling them to me and also selling them to the general public. So the one thing I am most thankful for, while yes, I'm thankful for all of it, but on closing day, because I listened to you and because I followed through, I had $100,000 in equity because I wasn't hasty and because I listened to your advice and your coaching through this entire process. So thank you. And also that you're a God-fearing man. And I think that's important as we communicate with people and we, make deals. It's important to keep God at the center, and knowing that that is your center is a crucial part for many of my friends. So that's something I definitely learned.
And I remember when I sent your offer, I said, like, just be calm. God is going to take care of everything.
And he did, because to go from 200,000 and then there were no changes on our part, and then they just called and brought it down to 167.9. I was like, how did this happen? And you were like, that's God. I remember that. I remember that because I don't know how I was going to be able to afford 200,000. But 167.9 was much more feasible without being house poor. So I truly appreciate it.
So that's the key. The key is basically, I just wanted to make sure you'll be able to afford it, and then not do anything to your lifestyle, because the lifestyle is very important. I don't think a home I don't think you should be house poor.
Right.
So.
And I'm not, thankfully. The equity that I have in it now is well beyond 100,000, so I'm truly thankful.
Actually, it's triple.
Yes, truly thankful. Truly thankful.
Nadia, I just want to thank you. On a short notice, I was in the area. I said my videographer was here with me, and then you said like, oh, come on over. We just going to the gym, and you're like, okay, I'll be back at 2:30, and then here you are, and then I can never, I don't even think my family would have done that for me, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
It was the least I could do for all that you have done for me.